Okay, Mr. Barone. Today we are here to consider the Level 2 grievance of Damon Barone. For the record, my name is Kimberly Smith, and I am the Director of Public Relations for the Alief Independent School District. I'm the administrator designated by Policy GF Local to hear and make decisions regarding Mr. Barone's Level 2 grievance, filed June 22nd, 2021. Today is June 28th, 2021, and it is 4:03 p.m. And we are meeting virtually through Zoom due to safety concerns regarding COVID-19. Mr. Brown, will you please introduce yourself, including your role in this matter?
Yes, I'm Damon Barone, Alief ISD parent and taxpayer, and also the individual that filed the public information request and subsequently the grievance pertaining to the public information request.
Thank you. Before I begin, I'd like to cover a few items, including a timeline relating to the grievance. For the purposes of this hearing and the response, the Texas Public Information Act will be referred to as TPIA. Mr. Barone filed a Level 2 TPIA grievance dated June 22nd, 2021. Today is day 3 in accordance with Policy GF. I will now outline the procedures to be followed in this Level 2 grievance conference. The Level 2 grievance will be conducted in accordance with the district's policy governing Mr. Barone's complaint. This is a grievance presentation and not a formal evidentiary hearing. There will be no questioning or cross-examination of witnesses. This is your opportunity to fully detail for me your complaint, the facts you allege underlying that complaint, and you should also detail for me clearly what remedies you are requesting so that I can make as fully informed decision as possible. Within the specified timelines, Mr. Barone will make his presentation and present any documents he believes are relevant. As the Level 2 decision maker, I may ask clarifying questions if needed. I will ask you to please limit your initial presentation to 15 minutes. I will be keeping time and will let you know when you have 2 minutes remaining. Are there any questions regarding the procedures for the hearing, Mr. Barone?
No questions at this time.
Okay, great. Let me get the timer set. Okay, I'm going to start the timer. Mr. Barone, you may now proceed with your Level 2 grievance presentation.
Okay, on May 18, 2021 at 6:30 p.m., the school board discussed a meeting publicly in regards to a financial audit meeting that took place on January 15, 2019. Subsequently, during that school board meeting on May 18, 2021 at 10:30 p.m., I did an open records request email to Mr. Craig Eichhorn's public relations email address for both copies of the minute meetings for the special meeting that took place on January 15, 2019, and the regular school board meeting that took place on January 15, 2019. On June 2nd, 2021 at 2:54 p.m., Craig Eichhorn billed me, Damon Barone, 30 minutes of time and produce 11 pages of the unofficial copies of the school board meeting minutes for both meetings. I say that they're unofficial because neither of the copies were signed by the school board president or the school board secretary as indicated on the last page of both documents, nor were the documents dated as specified on the documents on when they were signed by the school board president and the school board secretary, nor was it dated for the date as specified on the documents on when the school board had allegedly approved each one of these minute meetings. So I emailed Mr. Eichhorn on June 2nd, 2021 at 3:18 p.m., notifying him that neither of the two meeting minutes had the school board secretary's signature or the president's signature, and neither of the documents had the dates affixed to them. Mr. Eichhorn subsequently emailed me a second copy of the same 11 pages. This time, the documents mysteriously had school board president's signature on it and the secretary's signature affixed to both documents. However, they still failed to have the dates in which they were allegedly signed and the dates which the minutes were allegedly approved by the board. And so I emailed Mr. Eichhorn back on June 2nd, 2021 at 6:49 p.m. and notified him that the documents in which he charged me 30 minutes for the 11 pages were still unofficial documents because the dates were not affixed to them. Subsequently, then Mr. Eichhorn did not respond to my second notification that the documents were unofficial, and I filed a level 1 grievance on June 3rd, 2021. On June 7th, 2021, at 4 p.m., I had a level 1 hearing grievance with Mr. Eichhorn regarding the public information request, where I expressed again my concerns that Mr. Eichhorn is presiding over a grievance that's stimulated from his lack of actions or thereof. I also cited that on April 5th, 2021 at 3:30 p.m. during another level 1 hearing grievance pertaining to a public information request that Mr. Eichhorn stated that he only does what the administrators tell him to do in regards to public information requests, specifically even if these actions go against his OAG training or Alief ISD school board policies and procedures. So we proceeded with the grievance under my duress in regards to that. Subsequently, then on June 22nd, 2021 at 2:14 p.m., Mr. Eichhorn provided me with his level 1 grievance hearing response, which again, I did not agree with, nor did it remedy any of my concerns or rectify the situation at the lowest level as specified by Alief ISD school board policies and procedures. So on June 22nd, 2021 at 7 p.m., I filed a level 2 grievance hearing with Superintendent of Human Resources, Elizabeth Andrea Vilas-Powell, concerning my public information request and the lack of documentation that was provided to me being official. And now we're on the level 2 grievance hearing with yourself, Kimberly Smith, and myself on June 28, 2021 at 4:00 p.m.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Barone. Can you cover your remedies?
Yes, my remedies, one is to have a copy of this grievance hearing video. Also to have the state of Texas auditors, independent of Whitley Penn, do a forensic financial audit on Alief ISD financial reporting. Provide me with an accurate and official copy of the requested information in its entirety. Provide me with a video recording of the January 15, 2019, 4:30 p.m. audit committee meeting in its entirety, which correlates with the alleged meeting minutes that was provided to me by Alief ISD. Require that Alief ISD public relations specialist Craig Allen Eichhorn go through public information request training with the Texas Attorney General again. This grievance become a part of Alief ISD public relations Craig Eichhorn's performance evaluation and remain in his employee file. Require that any and all Alief ISD administrators who direct Mr. Eichhorn doing his public information request task, not limited to Alief Superintendent Henry David Chambers Jr. or the District Lead Counsel John Eric Nichols, Charles Corey Rush, Kirk Allen AG, and Holly Ann Sherman go through public information request training with the Texas Attorney General again. Alief ISD not be allowed to use taxpayer money for legal fees for their willful and intentional misrepresentation. Prosecute the district, the school board trustees, and district employees and district council to the full extent of the law, and require that Alief ISD school board trustees go through Texas Education Agency approved school board governance training. And the last one is require that Alief ISD school board trustees go through, that was the last one. Require that Alief ISD school board trustees go through Texas Education Agency approved school board governance training. Those are my remedies.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Barone. Do you have anything else to add?
No additional information. I pretty much stated it all. If you have any additional questions regarding what I filed or when it was filed, I can answer those questions, but I have no additional statements. Everything is pretty much spelled out in the documentation that I provided and the write-up that I provided on June 22nd, 2021 that correlates with the 6 pages of documents that was emailed to Elizabeth Powell and Mr. Eichhorn.
Okay, thank you. Yes, I do have a copy of that.
Okay.
So this will now conclude the level 2 grievance presentation. In accordance with GF Local, you will receive a written response within 10 business days. I understand you would like that mailed and emailed. Is that correct, Mr. Barone?
That's correct.
Okay, and I have your address as 3423 Cascadia Drive, 77082.
That's correct.
And then your email address is damon_barone@hotmail.com.
That is correct.
Okay. In my decision-making process, I shall consider the grievance presentation made at this meeting, as well as responses made and any further investigation I may feel may be appropriate in reaching a decision in this manner. Do you have any final questions, Mr. Barone?
No additional questions at this time.
Okay, great. Thank you very much for your cooperation. The conference is now concluded. The time is 4:13 p.m. and it is June 28, 2021. I'm going to stop the recording.
Okay.